In this video, I'm going to go through 4 trigonometry practice problems from Khan Academy. Before we get started, let's go over the basics. So we often use the Greek letter theta to label an angle. Here, if we're trying to find the ratio for the sine of an angle, or the sine of theta, well, the sine of an angle will be the opposite leg over the hypotenuse. Now notice that the opposite leg and the adjacent leg, they are the two legs or the two sides that make the right angle, and the hypotenuse is always across from the right angle. All right, so if the sine of an angle is the opposite leg over the hypotenuse, the cosine of an angle, that is the length of the adjacent leg divided by the hypotenuse. And the tangent of an angle, in this case we're calling it theta, is the opposite leg divided by the adjacent leg. Notice that the tangent is the only function of these three that does not use the hypotenuse. To remember which one's which, a lot of people use SOH CAH TOA to help them remember. The sine of an angle is the opposite leg over the hypotenuse. The cosine of an angle is the adjacent leg over the hypotenuse, and the tangent of an angle is the opposite leg over the adjacent leg. SOH CAH TOA. Okay, so here we're trying to find the tangent of, we'll say, B in a triangle. And tangent, well, that's here. That's the opposite leg divided by the adjacent leg. So the T, that just represents tangent. And O is opposite and A is adjacent. So we have the tangent of this angle B equals, okay, so here we are at B. Now on these sides here, the 8 and the 15 are the two legs. 8 is on the other side of the triangle, so that's opposite angle B. The 15 is right next to angle B. So that is the adjacent leg. And then 17, that's the hypotenuse. But with the tangent, we don't use the hypotenuse. It's just the opposite leg over the adjacent leg. So here we're looking for the sine of angle B. So we're up here at B. And from this perspective, from the perspective of angle B, this 5 is the adjacent leg. And from the perspective of angle B, the 12 is the opposite leg. Remember, the legs are the two sides that make the right angle. The side that's across from the right angle, that's the hypotenuse. Okay, in this case, we want the sine of angle B. We'll go to our SOH CAH TOA to help us remember which ratio to use. So the sine of an angle is the opposite leg over the hypotenuse. So in this case, that is 12 over 13. This time we're looking for the cosine of angle B. Right, according to our SOH CAH TOA tool, for cosine, that's adjacent leg over the hypotenuse. So from the perspective of angle B, the adjacent leg, the one that is right next to angle B, is the 5. The opposite leg is the 12. And the hypotenuse is the 13. So the adjacent leg over the hypotenuse is 5 over 13. This time we're looking for the tangent of alpha. We notice alpha is up here. Alpha is a Greek letter. It's the Greek letter A, so it matches with our angle A here. It is a variable like x. So we're just looking for the tangent of angle A. The tangent of an angle is the opposite leg divided by the adjacent leg. So here we are up here at angle A. The opposite leg is the 35. The adjacent leg is the 12. And the hypotenuse is the 37. With the tangent, that's the one that does not use the hypotenuse. So it is the opposite leg divided by the adjacent leg.